Okay. All right. So this was a trade here. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So, I also took a trade here last week, and after we made another higher high, and we swept this here. I was expecting it to make another higher high. So I had the EOF marked up somewhere around here, and I was down to the 15-minute at the time. So it was actually somewhere around here. I was looking at this on the 15-minute. I saw multiple sweeps and had the chain marked. And I wanted to see this supply go. Maybe I even went down to the 5-minute just to clarify some of the stuff. And I wanted this supply to go because this had swept. And after the supply goes, then maybe we can look for the proper order flow shift. That's probably gonna happen. And then I went down to the 1-minute, right? So when the alert went off after, it still wasn't kind of clear, but I still had this unmitigated demand, and you can also see this on the 15-minute. It wasn't really mitigated, this whole range. It did tap it, and I noticed that maybe this was going to get used as an inducement into the mitigation of the POI. And then was kind of playing with me a little bit. That once I got that tap into the POI, and we took this out, and we got that OFRA on the minute time frame, I put the order in as it tapped back into the demand zone. I think I covered this low. Maybe I probably put it a little bit below it or covered it, I think. And after I took this trade, I went to sleep and I woke up in profit. And with this trade, I passed another challenge, to be honest. Yeah, this was the only trade that I took on this challenge, and I passed another one, 100K for this week.
Dang, bro. That's nice.
Yeah, it was if I didn't go to sleep though, I probably would have been watching this, throughout the night. And maybe I would have closed it early. But yeah, because I went to sleep, I didn't have to worry about a thing. I moved it to BE as well once we broke this. So
yep. See this pullback right here?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. If you watch it, this might be a little bit of a sketchy area.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times these trades that do kind of become really great, they'll give you stuff like this and kind of scare you out of your management. So the way I was looking at it,
the best part is that he went to bed and he was able to sleep. I wouldn't have done, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, if you move it to break even though, you should be okay.
Oh yeah, I think you broke even somewhere over here first.
Yeah, somewhere there. Yep.
The thing I was trying to say is like, okay, we have a supply reaction, we push down, we come back into supply, and at this moment, this demand starts to hold, and we have this start building a little bit of a chain, and then we come in here. So essentially, as this move happens here, demand is still holding. So we get these kind of supply reactions because we're generating more liquidity here.
I see.
So if this thing was to turn around against you, this is the area I would like to see a reaction to take this out, come back and have a shift. Then I would be worried about this trade.
Right.
At this point, this is actually a really good one. And then sometimes you can get a scale in these zones here to get another entry.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Cheddar. So I think this technically swept it. Did it make it better actually then to scale in possibly here? Or is that too aggressive for you?
Well, I have to confirm it because we don't know if it's going to hit here and continue.
Okay, so you want another hold possibly after this breaking the high, right?
Yeah, but then the PA it's not super amazing. It's the 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah, this is 1 minute.
I would like to see those reactions and then the failure. So right here, we just take this out and then react to the extreme,
Right.
and then we flip it. So then the only one I would trade is probably the sweep of this to the mitigation of the extreme, or have like an early level to sweep into the flip,
Mm-hmm.
and then play your model after that sweep this way.
Okay.
So like this could be a good POI or the extreme, because this doesn't sweep anything, then you have to monitor both of these.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I
Gotcha.
would look at it. And this almost looks like a sweep. Are you sure it's not?
Yeah, I gotta use that thing to see how far it went back down, because on the chart you can't really see it, I think.
Does the line, does it go below a line tool?
From here, no, it doesn't go below it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's probably the same price if you put your mouse there. You got right here, the low is 519. Check the low on that wick.
Yeah, it's same 519.
519. Okay, so it's equal
Yeah.
lows.
Equal lows, yep. So it wasn't a sweep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I took my first profits. So I had I risked 1% total, and the first one, I'm not too sure, but anyways, yeah, I got 8% out of the whole trade here.
Yeah,
and
profits targets are a little bit hard, right? Because you got nothing
to the left,
above,
really.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like a CPB on the long time ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of hard because the left, it's way too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of see. Yeah, but yeah, it played out, and yeah, it's not. This trade was very simple. Just that, just holding it, right? I think that's the hardest part, though. After taking the trade, holding it.
I'd be curious if there's anything right here. This looks really nice because you have this flip zone. That there's nothing here. But then it gets swept here to the extreme.
Okay.
This would be interesting to see how that pans out.
All right, so there's a 15-minute. Let's roll back a little bit. I think Akuma marked this up, right? Do you remember? Was it Friday before the market closure? I think he marked it up, the sweep, and then yeah, everyone saw it, and we ended the market like that for last week. Anyways.
Oh, okay, don't worry about it then.
Yeah, but I mean, do you want to go down to the 1 minute and then maybe take a look to see if there's an entry?
Yeah, if you want to check it out.
All right. Okay, so we take that out. I would mark this one up here just to see. We take that out. I think it just takes off from here.
In such PA, when price goes down, goes back up, we are waiting for it to come back down here and mitigate, but it goes halfway, not even halfway, and then shifts. So would you start looking for price to come into this area, or would you still anticipate for the price to come into this area?
For me, I would wait for the extreme, but in this case, we don't really have a proper interaction with the supply here. So I would be slightly worried taking a trade after this. Yeah, that's my thought. Anyone else? I mean, Cheddar, what do you think about this one?
Give me 1 second. I got my
Okay.
kid asking me something.
All right.
What does the 5 minute look like, Jay?
5 minute. Okay, 5 minute is like this.
This candle has basically mitigated this whole range.
Yeah, technically, yep. Technically, yep. What do you think, Joe?
Are we gonna come back here? Is that a sweep?
Yeah, let me play a little bit more and see what it does. Yeah. So this is a 5 minute, right? And we just mitigate this here. We don't sweep it.
Are you sure? Here?
Oh, that one? Okay, hold on. Let me go down to 1 minute. So I
How does
guess
1 minute look?
this is, we could, yeah, this is a sweep, right? This one technically, right? Till?
It's very tight. In live market, you wouldn't take that. Backtesting when you have Yeah, back testing when you have a couple of hours to look through the PA. Yeah, but in
Mhm.
live, no, no
Yeah,
chance.
it's very tight. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, forget about it.
Okay.
So once PA starts going up on 1 minute and doesn't come to the extreme of the where the initial move started, do we follow the order flow with the sweep?
I'll be careful because we do have a supply above and we could give a reaction and take some of this though. That will be my next concern.
So what would be the best way to look for a trade then?
Let's say you do get in a
I'm back.
trade. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Cheddar, you have any thoughts on this?
Oh
To
yeah,
maybe-
yeah. Okay, so let's say you got nothing here that you wish price would come back for, and it just starts to move out. At this point, you're basically you kind of your mindset's going to be looking at like 1M continuation mode after the level's been hit and we're moving out.
Hmm.
So you basically just want to see a supply reaction, sleep with that reaction, and a flip. And then you can take this continuation like this.
On 1 minute, yeah?
Yes, 1 minute. If you can see that somewhere. Let's see, we got this is a
What
reaction.
about this one? What about this one? So there is a supply reaction. Price goes down, goes up, sweeps this, comes into this mitigation and goes up. You could have
Yes.
looked from here.
Think that
Yes, yes. But you see how this doesn't really kind of close really nicely above?
But
So
it does go up later, right?
yeah, it goes up. Like this is a valid area. How many pips is this, Ja? Where it does get tapped?
4 pips.
Okay, so you can say if you see price come in here, just smack it like market execute, hold
Yeah.
this low here.
Yeah. And the above candle could be the inducement sort of thing for it.
Just in case it wants to maybe sweep here, then
Yeah.
you're safe because you cover this low.
Yes. Hmm.
So essentially we have like a flip with no sweep. So but we're coming from a chain. The continuations look better if they start to form a chain, but you
Yeah.
don't know until it's kind of developed.
Hmm.
And we're assuming that high is weak, right? At this point, as we're coming up. So
yeah. So if this is your high, like your ultimate target, then continuations near here, I wouldn't touch these.
right.
You want to
Right.
get in earlier,
Yeah.
down here, obviously, in the discount. These, although these may work, you'll find over time that you may take some really bad hits because you're just kind of like you may face a reaction to this before it actually fails, even though you're targeting this high.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's just riskier up here and a lot better down here.
Understand, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. Let me play some more just to see what happens.
Yep. I'd be either looking for nice flips or playing off a chain.
Now, one more question. See how the price interacts with the supply here, the first interaction. It interacts, and once it fails, does it mean that this supply is invalid now and we can start looking for trade, or should we wait for this whole supply to fail?
It could still react at the extreme though. So I wouldn't assume that, it's not gonna give a deeper pullback. It could still react and then give a like a sweep of the lows and then take out the high. I've seen that
Basically, a
before.
zone can give us multiple reaction. Eventually, we
Yep.
have to wait for it to fail. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
cut it back here for 1 second. I'll show you an
Okay.
example of sometimes what can happen is the price will come in somewhere near the previous high and then start to give a little bit of a complex pullback. But we have bullish buys who have demand and control on the medium time frames. So when you see something like this, it's generating just liquidity to do something like that. It could even come up here and do it again maybe want to sweep something and then go like that. So then we have like all of this.
So
It's,
you want to see like a corrective return, probably, right? To somewhere
Well,
lower.
we just don't know. And when we're in premium range, we don't know like what kind of adverse PA that might come from it. Because let's be realistic, it could also go like that and go to the moon. It could give a reaction, then go to the moon,
Mhm.
and then it could just like tank. There's
Right.
like a few options. That's why you want to kind of manage it accordingly.
Mm.
And then like anything up here would be kind of risky, just for
Yeah.
that reason. You just
Yeah.
never know.
Yep.
And also you could
You
take
could-
out the high, and then that'll give a deep pullback.
Yeah.
There's that option
Also,
too.
also Cheddar, wouldn't you look at it like this as well? Because this liquidity has now been taken, and basically there is nothing here. So the price, you're looking for some sort of sweep here, isn't it? I mean, if so, let's say for example this liquidity was taken and the price tapped in here, and say now we were starting a reversal, you would sort of see that demand fail,
Yes.
supply hold, further
Yep.
demand fail, and look for something in here.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Now
I
that
would validate the sweep.
yeah, exactly. Now that we haven't got this demand has held, and we have taken this liquidity, this can be more or less like a early enticement, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the way that I would look at it. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cool.
Makes sense. Early enticement here. Yep. Yep.
So I would say anything as a trade idea up here may be perceived as a chasing price. You want to be very cautious once you start getting near these highs, because you're not sure how price is going to react.
Sure.
So the best positions are earlier. So if this comes up here and I never got any of these trades, then I would just be sitting on my hands and probably wait for like a retest and then a proper shift and then take the next leg. So it's like essentially once we've come here, we've already reached our target. If we were positioned earlier, we'd probably reach our target here, take some partials. So we'd have to start all over and do another trade idea.
But Cheddar, would you personally take anything on the way out here, though? Probably no, right?
No.
All right. Mhm.
I mean, you can justify some of these reactions in here, but it's like once you do it enough, you get real picky. Like some of them, yeah, this is reacting to something. This is a sweep.
Mhm.
Doesn't really break amazingly, but we pull back, this holds, and then we go off. So I'll probably try to find a chain here.
Okay.
It
But
doesn't
there's
come
certainly chain.
back at all.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that.
there's this, and this is a kind of a
It's a
sweep
sweep.
here.
Yeah, that is a sweep. Yeah, technically. Yeah.
So that justifies this right here. Got a little inducement level before it. So this is actually not a bad setup here because we have this little flip at the top. This one's not too bad. Yep. This one's good because part of a chain. If it came back, that'd be nice.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get like no tags. That's okay.
Yeah. This takes off. Just mitigating the whole range, I guess. Yep. Yeah, that's it for UJ for me.
Would you guys like to take a chain on 15 minutes or 1 minute, doesn't matter, but where there has not been any sweep of any liquidity? Would you still take it? Let's say if it's 15 minutes POI and there's a chain in that 15 minutes POI, but no sweep of liquidity, would you still take that POI and look for liquidity on 1 minute, or would you not touch it?
I would entertain the idea of trading the 15-minute, like you say, in that environment, knowing the order flow is pretty nice. So you're like with order flow, and then when it gets back to a nice level in the I don't know if you're talking about like bullish PA, so it'd be like a demand level near the 15-minute extreme or somewhere close. If you get the 1M model in there, then that's good enough, because sometimes what you'll get is, like you're saying, just regular clean mitigations on the 15-minute.
Yeah, you'll
with
see that
no
on
sweep.
EU price.
Yep.
Yesterday's EU price, yeah.
There could be a case on the 1-minute where liquidity is being taken. So you might have an entry model that has interactions with a sweep of liquidity or an inducement level that you can trade off of. But you don't know when it'll happen. You just have to kind of adjust and adapt to when it does happen and react to it instead of predicting it.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so Cheddar, you're saying that even though the 15-minute chain is trading efficiently, as long as there are some sweeps on the lower time frame, it will justify, and you're okay with taking the trade?
Yeah,
pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, because you're returning to a level with the order flow where it's kind of like you're considering this 15-minute order flow zone to be protected or strong. So you wait for it to get somewhat mitigated and then shift away. That shift, it has to happen after the pullback phase is done. The pullback has to be bearish in nature, and then we're gonna have to start taking out those supply zones to the left on the 1-minute.
Right.
And a lot of times those will give you reactions. Like it might be like a CPB to a demand level, might be also sweep into a demand level, could create a flip that takes out supply on the 1-minute, and then you can trade like the inducement level or wait for the sweep and then play after that.
If you switch it on EU, you'll see that price action yesterday's price action. It has that kind of PA.
Oh yeah, let's check it out.
Oh,
On 15 minutes, you'll see.
And this thing's still going down, huh?
And
crazy.
it's just
See how's that? There's a huge chain over here.
which one here? Oh, there. Okay.
There's 15 minutes chain and a break, and then again a sweep. Right. So this whole thing, so there's a chain. It's coming from here, and then these are reacting to this supply.
Yes. Let me zoom in a little bit more here.
Sure. Where's the clear button? So I'm tired of erasing each line.
Which one here? All right. Sweeps that and then starts shifting. Anyone take this trade today? I didn't really check out the EU section, but
I
Looks
took
like-
one trade yesterday, 1 to 3, 1 to 3.8R. I showed it to Cheddar. After that, took a loss as well because the price was very efficient, and then I thought the price was gonna go from here, but it didn't. It took me out. Fair enough.
I think Abbas took this trade somewhere around here.
the 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check that out. Okay, once we got
I think it sort of took it at the decisional level.
Okay, so we got the interaction with this demand here. This is technically a initial reaction sweep, would you say?
No,
yeah.
Initial reaction was not swept actually, but then from what I believe, what had happened was he justified it, the chain with a liquidity sweep in here.
Once that
and
happened.
the break, and then the break of the low. So I think you took it like somewhere here when it came back.
If what basically happened is I was looking at so this high and this demand fail. and this demand fail. So I was looking for an interaction and failure of that interaction. So I saw this price interact with this demand, goes up and fail. I'm like, okay, if it's reacting and failing, that means this area could be a good POI to trade from, and this could be the inducement. But price just took me out.
I want to say, try this next time. See how the zone failed, but it was just with a wick. On the 1M, a lot of these setups, you want to see a little more intent. Maybe even 2 or more candles. Kind of like this one kind of has like this candle, and then a third wick, kind of like that, versus just this.
Understood.
It's it might help you get a little bit more confidence too, because it gives a little more intent.
Now over here in this PA, over here, would you had taken this whole range, or would you had waited for the price to come to that wick? Because it's so efficient, you don't know whether the price will go from here, which is the unmitigated one, or will it go from here? Like, which would you wait for?
Personally, once this broke, I would have taken something and
In the
cover
range,
the
yeah?
sweep. Yeah, cover the sweep. Depending on how many pips it is. Yeah, it's like 2.5, so I would have taken the whole thing here. Yep.
Also, you see this wick here? This mitigates that wick.
Oh yeah.
So my box would be kind of like right here, this unmitigated extreme.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah,
So-
me too. I was struggling with this POI selection. I took this only. I took this, and I put my SL here, so I got taken out.
I see. Oh, so you didn't cover up to the high. You just covered up to the I guess pretty much the interaction with this demand here.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes. Was my error.
But this was only like what, 3 pips, 2 pips?
Well, how
Right.
big is this one? The one he took?
When he took. So like that, it's like 1.9.
No, he took it here. This one.
Okay, like this.
Yeah.
1.7.
See, if you have a small POI like this and you have a chain above, you want to cover this properly. Maybe even for spreads, cover this a little bit above that.
Yeah.
Just in case it'll
Okay.
does a deep mitigation.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's a very tiny POI, so I don't know if I would take that. 1 point something pips.
Cheddar, would you give this bit any significance at all? You've got a reaction here, and then this is the initial reaction that got.
I got swept.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
That's interesting.
some will take here. I would actually personally, I would wait for this low to break.
Yep.
And you can either take a trade here, or if you take the range.
Yep. I like that one.
Failure. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one here. Yep, me too. After this breaks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's almost like a double confirmation.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, I believe like this happened like at London Open, and I was in a meeting. So, but Russ did take that trade. Yeah.
Yeah, it was during London session for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess this was EU. Let me see on the 15-minute here.
Good stuff.
Okay, this is where it was. I see. Man, just DXY just crashing all the dollar pairs. It's interesting. Cheddar, how about go ahead.
I think at the 50 minutes, we have this POI.
Oh yeah, you could the whole range. Yep. Yep. Once that broke this demand, comes back to the unmitigated. Yeah, 15-minute PI right there. Yep. That's
Check it on the 5-minute too.
5-minute. Okay.
Yeah, I had that marked too like that, but the price won't come. It came to the lower POI. Somewhere in the New York.
Mhm. Like this.
Mhm.
Would you take this?
This one.
I
This
think he's asking, would you take this POI? How big is this?
This one is 4 pips. I'll take it.
What I normally have noticed is when there's a
Okay.
huge candle with covering 2 or 3 candles like this, it happens a lot that this comes off off a range. But whereas if a candle is something like this, that where there is one candle and covering the whole previous candle, usually goes from that range, from that specific candle rather than the whole range.
This
I
is
don't know if it makes sense or not, but
okay.
this is what I've noticed a lot, that when there is multiple candles and with a big drop, it comes off a range.
On most pairs you trade or EU especially? Would you say?
I've noticed on EU mostly.
Yeah,
This
I
is
see.
EU and AU I've noticed.
Okay, I see. Yeah. No, this is good stuff. Yeah, you got all of you guys have been trading. I mean, a lot of you guys have been trading EU, and you guys have been milking it. You know, it looks like everyone's doing well trading EU.
Mhm. Looks good.
So yeah, looks good. Yeah, the
I
setups are
think just
definitely
following
valid.
the 15 minutes order flow at this stage, because there's nothing to the left that we can
Oh yeah,
really work on.
there's like nothing on the 4H.
There's no
Absolutely
demand
nothing.
there's no demand to target.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we took this out. Okay, I didn't know. We're at this level here, so
Taking out everything.
yep. Come on. Okay, Cheddar, maybe you wanna go over your GJ from today earlier?
Sure, I could show you that one.
Yeah, let's look at that one too. I will stop sharing mine.
All right, let me share.
Ooh, GJ looks good.
Okay, I think this is, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, okay, so 4H. Just real quick. Okay, so there's this little bit of this area here that took out this last swing level, and that was just kind of pulled back all the way over here. You see this wick right here, and then this reaction.
Mhm.
Well, price now had come back into the same extreme level of that wick, and then I was just checking it out right here. So let me go to the 15 then. So that's pretty much what started all the, I thought it was gonna be like a CPB to continue lower, but it actually just this was that first tap, come back in, and then it's just there's something in this wick that it was reacting to. So we come back in bearish into this area. So let me just get rid of this. So
By
you
the way,
can
guys, do you guys see like a flickering or is it just me
flickering? What's that?
around the
It's
corner?
just you.
Yeah,
Just me?
yeah,
Ah.
your screen's flickering. Yeah, I
Okay.
noticed it the other day.
Is it from me?
Wait,
Or
wait,
is it
Joe,
Zoom?
so you notice it too, or is it just me?
Yes, I did. I think it's not the first time I noticed it the last time
Oh,
shared the screen as well.
is it like it's going back and forth, that sort of thing?
Yeah,
charts
randomly,
or
just
the
just around
charts?
here. Yeah, just around for me, just
The-
around here.
The right
Like,
hand side and the bottom?
yeah.
No,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Well,
that
it's not
before.
too bad though. I just noticed it. That's why I mentioned it.
You think if because I got this thing stretched edge to edge on the monitor, should I shrink it a little? It might help.
Yeah, I have it a little slightly shrinked for me. I know you and I have the same monitor, so maybe shrink it up a little bit to see if it stops it.
All right, let me try that.
Looks better now.
Okay,
Both of them didn't.
okay, let's do it with like this then. That's fine.
Okay.
See if it works out. Let me double check this.
No, it's not flickering anymore for me. So
Yeah, same here.
good.
For me as well.
Just want to make sure. Hold on. Let me resize this top part. Okay, cool. So anyways, we make this low after taking this one, and we had this pull back, and then we continue. So we have this. So order flow on this came in bearish. We take this out. We hit this wick POI over here. And then this was about midnight going into London. And so we got this supply reaction, this failure. Then we mitigate this. Then we hit this level here. And then we come back down. We hit this demand. So at this point, right about this area here, I'm pretty much watching to see what's going to happen when we hit this flip. So this gives a reaction and then it takes out this little flip here. So we actually sweep this guy, and then we have this little demand chain starting, and we take out this high. So I'm just watching trying to see if demand takes over and supply failures happening, and then just keeping an eye on things to see how it unfolds. Just having a little shift here, come back, demand hold, and then when I saw this, then I was like, okay, cool, got another break. So I'm thinking, well, we're going to be probably having a setup soon. This was just before New York started, a couple hours. So it wasn't entirely ready yet, but then I saw this area here and I was like, okay, this would be my zone that potentially could get swept into the extreme. Potentially. Don't know. So we just play it. And so I got this sweep here. And then here, when this happened, we have this little wick, this little reaction to this before I swept this. So I was tracking this. This is kind of something where I put it on the 15-minute as a, when we start looking in on the 1 minute, I have this in here as my like last point of supply before the sweep. Then we just kind of re-mitigate this zone here. Let me just play it forward. Okay, so now in here is when I was very interested to see what happens in here. So I probably should back it up a little bit more. Then we can go on the 1 minute. This actually was very, very nice setup. So here's my 15-minute LPOS here. We take that out. And so essentially I like to see anything down here give a continuation. So anything down here is valid demand. We just have to wait and to see what actually gets mitigated.
So no more look for liquidity on 1M.
Well, right now all I have is a sweep of this 15-minute low into this extreme level here. And I have basically this kind of structure where like this is a low, this is a high, this is a low, this is a higher high, this is a higher low, and then a higher high. But we take out the higher low here. And I wanted to confirm this sweep. I didn't actually want stuff to like start to shift and then continue lower. So I need to confirm this level here as a valid sweep of structural liquidity. And so the only thing I have here is this move. There's really no S&D interaction, but we do take out the 15-minute supply before the sweep. And I'll show you what that looks like on a 15-minute real quick. That's this guy right here. So essentially we have price come down, come up, and then sweep. So if I can take this out, essentially have valid demand here to play a trade off of,
Makes sense. Yeah.
as long as it holds. Let's see. And then I had this box here because obviously there's no structural liquidity built to the this move out on the 15-minute. It's just a big shot straight up. And then on the return, there was no real liquidity being generated. So it made sense. This got swept, but it may not always get swept. It might just hold, and then you might get a sweep post mitigation, and then you can also trade that.
Just like what it says in the structural liquidity sheet, right? From Phantom, right? I could sweep after.
Yes.
Right.
See, we essentially don't know how it's gonna be developed. We just kind of adapt to what it gives us, basically. Okay. So I get this sweep, which I really loved. We have nice momentum on the 15-minute, making higher highs and higher lows, which was really nice. I think this is more like over here. So I'm looking for longs at this point, just playing the sessions trend and order flow and verifying this level here. So I just wait for it to come back. Really, really little sketchy PA coming into this area. But I'm just waiting for it to hit this. So notice how it doesn't really hit this area. And then I have like this internal break here. So I was like, okay, cool. It's kind of like, maybe you could say this is a chalk. But we didn't really hit anything specific. It's just hitting like this kind of the range or an imbalance in the range. So I was like, just waiting for something cleaner. And then this happened. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I have a mitigation and we have a sweep on the 1 minute. This is this right here. Like we wouldn't be enticed to sell to buy this PA here. This is kind of bearish coming in. But once we break this will be like the whole SMC trap where, okay, now we have a change of character. So we're going to like trade this and then take out this high. So this gets swept and hit the extreme. So I was like happy about that. So then there's really no nice clean last point of supply before the sweep and mitigation of this at level here. But now I'm kind of getting potentially a floor level for this POI here. That was my liquidity POI. So then I just waited and it wasn't just about to open slightly. New York was just about to open, just didn't happen right away. The funny thing is the POI gets tagged in on the New York open to the tick, which was kind of very interesting. I never seen that before.
Wow. So
we'll come back up. Now there's a bit of a supply here. You can justify these reactions right here. So we come back into this supply, this guy here, and give this a reaction. Okay, so we come back up here and come back down. And there's a subtle sweep here, this guy. So now I have my chain started right here. I can refine it to this wick. Got the sweep of this reaction here. And then essentially this is my chain and my POI that originates from a liquidity grab on the 15-minute. So it's a 15-minute trade idea with a 1M confirmation. We also take out the supply. If you notice, this has already got taken out. So this is toast. So verifying this sweep, tracking the order flow on the 1M after this shift. And then you have this sweep and a further break. So then I was happy to take the POI right here.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
So you ended up waiting for this supply to go, right? Because this supply ended up causing this low to go, right?
Oh, you're saying I was waiting for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, let me explain that. This took out this high, right? So this demand is valid demand. since we took this, we sweep it, we mitigate the extreme. That's very good. So I was glad that this got swept. So this could be actually, you could view it as a little bit of like an early enticements. When this got swept, now I got to verify this as a sweep of liquidity and not a chalk back down. So when we come back up here, yes, we got these supply reactions here, the sweep of that and a further break. So this failing just kind of validates this zone at that time. Because the order flow is just shifting kind of a little bit, not super amazing, but you got the S&D flip right here in itself.
Right.
So now that's got more intent. See how this is just a wick and these are like nice momentum. So that gave me like a lot of confidence on this chain here. And I see where's the okay, so right here. Actually, it was more like
The range,
this.
right?
Yeah, it was more
Okay.
like this one.
How
It
many
was
pips is it?
Decisional. I think it was like 4,
Oh,
like 4,
nice.
6.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. For GJ, that's very nice. Yeah.
Yep. Gave good reaction. This potentially can be mitigated, so I didn't set break even right away. Came back down. That's okay. Actually, this is interesting because when this happened, you have another sweep here.
Yeah.
So you can actually have another POI in case you missed the first one and trade off of this. And if you're not sure if this is going to mitigate even deeper, you can just essentially take this POI, cover this low, so you'll be at bigger stop, like 7-7. And then, oh, actually, when this got tapped, this was right here, right? Look at the time I told you. 8:30.
8:30. Yeah.
In New York Open, tagged you in, and then it kind of just messed around here for a little bit, and then it takes off. But then that's pretty much it. That's the trade right there.
I think it's fairly clean coming with the narrative too. It's a clean setup. Yeah. Would you have taken anything earlier though? Because I found this to be kind of clean as well, coming off of the sweep here, and we also got this, I guess you could call it chalk coming back down to the POI. Would you have taken anything here? Because we did break the 15-minute supply to the left, and we are coming off of the 4-hour flip, daily flip, like you mentioned. So taking a trade here, is that valid for you at all? Is this too early for you?
It's probably too early because here's the thing. If you notice, we do take out the supply to the left, and this is the structure here coming in. So this was the last high. This was the last lower high, or lower low. Sorry, lower high and lower low. So this is the range that it was kind of bound in. So once this got taken out, then I saw that as a maybe a EOF failure, meaning we came in with this bearish, we take this out, but we take it out here, and then I just have one level of demand give a reaction. But this is more like a double confirmation. This was just the icing on the cake getting swept and then trading away from the sweep. So it wasn't enough for me to just have one supply fail. I needed one demand to hold and another, supply to fail also.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because we came in here so bearish, like even look to the left real quick.
Your long took me out, by the way.
Sorry about that. So you got all this here to deal with, and this would be heavily counter trend to this PA. So I needed a little bit of a more clearer shift on the 15-minute. But it was just so clean. It was like, oh man, I accidentally only risked 0.5%, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt now. I wish I did like
2%.
2%. And that's it.
I do have a question though.
Yes.
When it comes to mark your break of structure, do you use on the 15-minute? Do you use wicks or body closure?
I use both. If I have this, that's a 15-minute wick, then I'm a little bit more concerned because price may sweep some more liquidity before actually committing to the upside in this case. And if I have a lot more impulsive candles up, obviously that's better than a wick, but this could be a sweep. I understand to continue lower, correct? If we were going to stay bearish.
Yep.
But once this failed, then this sweep is actually invalid. This sweep actually failed to take out the low. So then I will reassess once this happens that this was actually a break of structure. Now I have 2 breaks of structure while demand is in control. And so I'm happy to trade the order flow this way.
Okay.
And I also know this is a 15-minute strong low because it took out this high. And when I'm tying in these liquidity concepts, you know, you got to be it's a little bit subjective, I understand. And the way it can kind of develop, it can develop in a lot of different ways. Like this could have came here and then also gave us a sweep post mitigation. The fact that it took this, it made it really nice because then we can verify this sweep and then have this shift and then get the entry here and target this high at least.
Okay.
So it's just verifying these levels here correctly and just waiting and waiting and waiting. So I was asleep through all this, and then I get up to the 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is about right here. I get my sun ready, I turn on my charts. Once this high was taken, I noticed that there was no structural liquidity here to sweep on the return. And so I basically just marked this level out and I'm like, okay, this is, I would like to see it get swept. I don't know if it will, but then when it did, I just kind of looked at it and then traded accordingly this way.
It just made you. Go ahead.
You trade? Do you trade only New York session?
No, I'm a positional trader, so if my positions can be in any session. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So for example, let's say we got a nice trend on the higher time frame, then if I want to get involved in this counter trend short, there could be like 4 sessions here on the way down, and I'll just take these continuations, and then I'll stop trading once we get near this 4H level. Once we're down here, then I'm thinking, let's see if a proper shift. I don't know which session is going to be here, but if I get a nice model, I can take this one. Now, if there's a session that I want to hit when my position is here, but I'm in bed sleeping, the only way I can take it is if there's a 15-minute POI, because I'm not going to stay up like 3 in the morning looking on the 1M for confirmations. I would have to just take a 15-minute POI with a limit order, and I could do that. That's not bad at all.
Okay,
Nice.
gotcha.
Yep.
What time frame do you use for your high time frame directional bias?
Use weekly, daily, and 4H.
Okay.
Yep. So let's say this is 4H. Then if I got a nice daily trend that this is following, then I'm okay with that. And then you can have 4H here create order flow, and then over time this order flow will create structures like lower lows and lower highs. And then inside of these legs you can have 15-minute kind of just chop around a lot. So it's a little bit deceiving on the 15-minute because it can just do a bunch of stuff like this and then move. So I like to trade for 4H levels following the 15-minute as kind of like a guide away from them.
15-minute order flow.
Yes, the order flow on the 15-minute.
And what would you consider like your A quality setup?
A quality setup, anything that anything from that originates from a liquidity grab that builds a proper demand chain or supply chain that is a pro trend, pro order flow, pro EOF, basically that stuff within this area here, these areas.
Like a how do you say that? Confluence with the high time frame directional and then the lower time frame order flow is what you're saying at the end?
Yes. So if I was here, I would be thinking, yeah, there could be some nice order flow and I could trade it, But once I get around here, I'm thinking the pullback, it may be done, and we may be starting to potentially have the order flow shift in accordance to the higher time frame expectational order flow, which would be like the bigger stuff. So I wouldn't want to be down here and selling, because now I'm really looking for longs for continuations and target at least this high. So to get that properly, I need stuff like this to happen, because if I zoom out here, let me zoom out on the 15-minute real quick. I just let this run a little bit. So imagine this was hitting something to the previous, like a 4H level.
Mhm.
Now price order flow had shifted bearish. Once we get here, then I'm essentially got to wait
Just to
for,
see the high sticking out.
yep, look, these areas right here of supply and demand. Yeah, I like to see them get taken out and then have demand hold after that, so that this would be proper demand for me because it took out some form of supply. If this can hold and then take out another level of supply above, then essentially I would have my first level of respect confirmed. So then I would like to look for any longs trading away from this. If I wait a little bit more, then I have like a double confirmation. And in this case, there's, 2 breaks of a supply, and you have demand hold. So as long as I can establish who's in control, like the buyers or the sellers, then I can kind of just follow the money and trade like in that direction.
And then from a premium and discount perspective, how would you figure that out from the major swing points and like draw like a fib and then calculate it based on like the 78% retracement, things of that nature? Or how would you find that?
Oh, I use this right here. Well, I use my eyes. Once you do it enough, you just use your eyes. But you know how we got this low and this high and this pullback and then a new higher high? So when price was about here for the new higher high,
And you would look at this at the 4-hour, right? Or to help you.
any time frame. As long as you got a nice trend, any time frame. So
I thought the 4-hour would help because of the higher time frame directional bias for the premium and discounter, but you could use it at the 15-minute, you're saying?
yeah, I mean, let's look at the 4H. So the 4H would be like this. And so let's imagine right around here that this starts to happen. But then before that, we had 15-minute kind of bearish. Once we start to have 15-minute shift bullish, we're already in a discount of the 4H. So longs make sense somewhere, anywhere down in here, as long as the 15-minute shifts. So yes, we have this low and this high.
Like,
And
will
so,
we be able to see that on the 4-hour on this chart right here? Just to
on
get
this-
it.
oh, this
right.
one? Oh, okay. So GJ, let me tell you about GJ first. I'm playing a trade idea not really based off an amazing level. It's just justifying. I was just trying to justify this reaction and then see what the order flow is going to do after that. If demand was going to hold, then I would be okay with that. But from the higher time frame, I was actually expecting this level to fail. I thought this would like just continue lower. I kind of almost still do.
That's what I believe as well.
Yeah, I kind of, because let me go to the 4H, because I have a certain setup here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so we got this like high, this low, and this high, like on the big swing of the whole thing, right? And now we have essentially this complex pullback.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that as a complex pullback. Now we hit this kind of this little decisional level. This is probably like on a daily. And it gave a reaction, and I just played really the sessions kind of order flow. That's why I took that long. This may end up holding here to continue lower. I don't know yet. So that's why my targets were a little bit more aggressive, because this, I don't know if price is going to actually pivot from this level right away or come in deeper and hit either some kind of refinement, and then we can actually target to the upside if we're going to continue like with this bigger swing EOF here.
So looking at that chart just like that, how would you classify the premium and discount? And then what made you believe that it was a complex pullback as opposed to a reversal?
And are you talking about this leg, by the way?
Just the whole swing points from the bottom, like the bottom right here. Let me see if I can.
But the complex reversal, are you talking about? Okay, let me draw up my premium discount. So if I'm considering from this low to this high,
there.
then I would be looking at this. So essentially, we did hit below the EQ. So this would be the EQ of the swing.
Mhm.
This is a high, this is a low, this is a higher high. And yeah, it looks like we got order flow here, and you could trade this. And then essentially we come back up here and we take out this previous high here. So we have like a,
That's your 4H premium and discount that you've just marked.
well, this is not a 4H. The premium discount for 4H would be more like these guys here.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be like the 4H swings.
The front legs, yeah.
These little structures here, but we're talking about the bigger stuff, this kind of stuff, like this move here,
Mhm.
like that.
Overall.
Yeah, like this is probably more like a daily stuff. Let me check the daily real quick. Yeah, so we come up here, we stop, and we have like this complex pullback here. This should have maintained like come up, and we kind of have this little complex pullback. This area was like the one to invalidate bearish order flow to continue. So we kind of take this out and then we create a new higher high. So I'm looking at this as a pullback and a continuation. Because we're coming from below, we're coming like this, coming down and coming up. That's how I'm seeing it at that moment. But if we were in this PA, then I'd see these little areas here, like, you know, this little demand reaction, the failure, come back to this previous demand here, and then we take this out. I'd be looking here for short continuations. But since we take this out, we pull back, demand holds, and then takes out this level, then I'm seeing that as like a order flow shifting to the upside. So now I'm like here. This is like kind of like how I'm looking at it. So the swing and premium discount for this would be according to this high, and this low is my range. This whole leg here. So now price is coming like this. And this could be liquidity for the top side for this move. If that's going to happen, we're going to know pretty soon. And so we're anywhere in here is valid for longs to be confirmed to continue and probably target this high if we're going to follow this EOF here on the higher time frame. And yen is, you can ask Jolly, the yen is kind of like weak there.
Yeah.
So
and below here is the reversal. You would look at the structure to be broken, then you would consider that as a reversal, possibly.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it like, okay, this low was the origin of this move that took out this high. So I would see this as at that moment, as we see it now, I would see this as a protected level. And then anything in here will be valid for continuations. How deep it goes is anyone's guess. So because I played this order flow shift here and we're so bearish coming here. So 4H, let's go to 4H. So 4H had to shift bearish to facilitate the pullback, right? We don't know if this is actually going to keep going. Somewhere in discount be awesome, and then if we can get to trade this, there could be some early indication as far as a 15-minute, but to confirm it properly, it would be nice to see a 4H shift with demand hold after a break of supply. This would kind of be your first level respect, and this would kind of confirm a shift on the order flow on the 4H. So we need basically 4H to stop being bearish and start shifting bullish around anywhere in the discount, anywhere in here would be fine. So if we were to come here and do this, and you want to get in early, there could be a 15-minute shift here. Even though this 4H high hasn't been confirmed, you can have 15-minute confirmed. So essentially you would only have, and this level is, if your daily swing is bullish, but your 4H is bearish, and then you have a 15-minute bullish with a 1M bullish, where you have two timeframes in a line with your higher time frame bias, like this guy. So it's 15-minute confirm, 4H unconfirm, until we take this shift back down and have a proper shift back up. Then you have 4H in alignment, 15M in alignment, and 1M in alignment with daily. Essentially, you'd have all timeframes realign here, which would give you the biggest trade you could actually think of to target this high.
Hmm.
Once you have all timeframes aligned, that'd be even great. And then once the 4H starts to develop even more, you'll have like a daily structure. You start seeing like weekly and daily candles just kind of go up and up and up and up, and then everything is like just, you can swing it if you want. Getting in early is best. We don't know when it's gonna kind of stop pulling back, but that's how I would map it.
Thank you for that clarification.
So here we have like, oh yeah, you're welcome. Like notice here we have a low, this pullback, and then this break. So for the premium and discount, I would take this high and this swing low. And then notice it didn't go, see how it didn't go really deep? It just kind of hit the EQ almost slightly, and then it just shifted here. Have another break here. So then I can move this and update this swing here a little bit. That low and this high. And the points I'm using is this low, this high, this break. And so anything in discount here would be nice for shorts. We pull back, there's probably something here, kind of hold a little bit, and then it fails. So then I have basically like that. So now my swing would be like this, that high, and now the new low right here. So then if this is going to pull back here, which is what I was afraid of, with the shorts continuing, I don't know if it's going to go now or pull back to premium and then go, or to be realistic, it could also just continue here because yen is like getting trashed.
Oh, by the way,
We don't know when all this is going to happen. We just kind of adjust. Go ahead, John.
so Bank of Japan, they might intervene again once UJ goes over anywhere above 150. That's based on what happened in the past. And when it does go over 150, 151, then we might get the intervention just like we did in the past.
Yeah. Let me show you UJ weekly. Let me just get this out of here. Actually, you know what? Okay, so when this happened, we saw this area as a potential continuation. Didn't happen, this failed. And then it just ended up tapping into this previous weekly. And then it shifted. This was the last supply. It came back, demand had held. And then we had verified this. And then we were just longing all of this. Like this whole leg, we've just been eating this up.
Yep.
Now okay, so I got this little measuring tool here. And I had this down when it was over here at the bottom. It was about 2,000 pips to this high. So I'm thinking, okay, if we can get a nice shift here, which we ended up having, I was like, okay, 2,000 to this high. And I've been just, as we keep going, I just shrink it. And I've been tracking the same thing the whole time. Now we're only have 220 pips left to go. If it's going to continue.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to take it out. And then here can be a monster trade as well. Once we take this external range liquidity, this thing sets up nicely. Then we have all of this liquidity to target if we're going to have a nice pullback. I don't know how deep it'll be, so you play the pullback since it's counter trend just to the previous 4H demand, just in case it'll hold, and then maybe want to go higher.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's close to taking it out very soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 2024, very soon, so we might get that shift. Who knows, right? And
Yep. Like right now, she has not given any deep pullbacks. Look at this. I think that's like the only deep pullback before this one. This one here.
mhm.
And then before this one, there was really not much. I mean, this thing is just going and going and going and going. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Here's another good example for a premium discount. Okay, so I took these shorts here and I got out because we are essentially might be hitting a strong force level. But I also had two positions. I wanted to have one for a target for a TP and have one just in case this is a part of like a 4-ish decisional that took this high. So this was a previous high level and it gave a reaction and then it took it out. So then I was thinking, okay, just in case this might get ran, I left one to kind of target that. And then that didn't happen. So then we have a shift. But I didn't want to continue taking sell positions right here because of this low and this high. So now we have the premium and discount. So sales are valid here. I'm sorry, buys are valid in the discount anywhere in here. So anywhere here, if you get the right confirmations, this is just garbage here. So it's not, I mean, there's probably something to make sense of this to catch this leg, but the longs would come from the discount, period. And I don't want to keep shorting here because this might hold. And so you just use your eyes. Like I had this high, this low, and this higher high. And I just kind of played this leg back, knowing like this might hold or it might not. But that's how I did that.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so will you share the video on Discord?
What was that?
I'm answering that if you will share the video on Discord tomorrow.
This video?
Yeah, it is.
Oh
He
yeah,
wants
yeah.
to know if it's recorded so he can see it later.
Oh yeah. We're gonna
Okay.
post it up. Yeah, it's being recorded right now.
Because
So.
it's bedtime for me.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll post it up.
Okay, thank you.
And
Also,
whenever you guys get time, I would love to get your guys' thoughts on gold analysis.
Gotta wake up Param.
Yeah, he's the gold master, huh?
Yeah, he's sweep and gold master. Yeah.
But here's
We just had
4H.
big
Hello,
moves
sir.
happened today and yesterday.
So we're high here. So we
Yo,
come
Cheddar.
here. Oh, the problem's here?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you woke up. Okay, cool. So I'll let you take over. I was just gonna say, if he wasn't here, I was gonna say it just looks bearish at the moment.
Speaking of the devil, just joined.
Yep. Here's an interesting level, guys. If you want to see something happen. This high, this low, this high. So complex pullback into discount, maybe,
Hmm.
maybe. Don't know yet. But then you also have like these lower levels too, so. Don't know, just got to keep following the order flow until we're proven. Once you have a expectation order flow failure, then you can trade the other way.
Right. Yep.
I'll let Prom take it over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Param, what do
bro.
you think on gold?
I think we are bearish, bro. We talked. If you see the weekly, you can see something.
Are you able to share your chart, or should we go back to?
Bro, I just woke up. I'm just
Oh.
still on my.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me put it up again. Let's gold here. I'll have the daily pulled up here. Any thought?
Yeah, as Cheddar mentioned that level. Yeah, this
Mm.
one.
Okay, so you're interested in this one here.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, I don't personally think gold's gonna hit down to the set below 1700s again, but who knows, right? Never know, you know. But we do have this level before that.
What do you think about
1800s.
prices for that level right there? You got marked up.
This one?
Price wise, fundamentally, that price point.
I think over
That's
here.
more
it makes-
realistic, right?
Yeah, realistic. Yeah, I don't think it's very unlikely they will go back down to the 1600s, 1700s. Yeah, yep.
Well,
you're
that
right,
that
Jeff.
zone right there is considered somewhat strong because it took out that high structurally speaking, and we were kind of like caught in a complex pullback in regard to like this swing. So this may be more like a weekly or a
Mhm.
three-day chart.
Yep.
Try a 3-day.
3D. All right.
And then check the weekly just to compare it. Yeah, looks like it's somewhat like a weekly swing, 3-day swing.
I'm basically living on the 4-hour. Just
Oh,
trying to like get adapted
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, we follow a 4-hour structure,
Mhm.
but we keep in mind the higher time frames too.
Yeah, the daily you mean.
Just kind of like the bigger swing stuff. So we follow the order flow, like the expectation order flow. So we trade with that because there's a trend right now on gold, like a bearish trend. So we want to keep shorting and shorting until we can't. But we know like
You determine it through the 4-hour, correct? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, 4-hour will build order flow bullish or bearish, and then over time that can create structure.
Hmm.
Because so here's your 4H, right? So zoom out a little bit, John. Okay, so let's say we have, for example, this low. We come down, we come back up, and then we had this break of structure here. So we see when we trade up here, we're probably looking at something. There's really nothing specific here.
All that
But
is complex pullback to you?
this, let me see. This leg here, or are you talking about all of this?
All of that.
If you zoom out and you see the swing, then yes, that would be a complex pullback. But you see how this is with the trend from above.
Mhm.
So we have, for example, this leg, this leg here would be a complex pullback. And then continue. But here you can trade 4H order flow until you can't anymore, until like you're wrong, or take a loss or a break even. Because then what happens is, see, this high fails to take out this 4H low, but then we take out this previous low here, and then the swing is right here. So the high and low is this is the high, this is the low. We break, this is the higher high. So we come back, this gives a demand reaction, it fails to take out supply, then this demand fails. Now we need to confirm this shift with supply holding after the demand fails. So this is essentially the supply that broke this demand. This is responsible for taking that out. As long as this holds, then you can play targeting at least this weak low, and this will be in realignment with this pullback from that previous high. That's kind of after we took out this higher time frame swing level here. Once it came here, then we're trying to just continue downward, playing this order flow.
From that initial shift of that initial line that I marked up.
Okay, so there's a break here. Let's see. We have, let's see. So we had this higher low. I have a break here. Break above, just really kind of like with a wick.
Multiple rejections to the high.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we come back. If we're going to sustain bullish PA, it should be from anywhere, at least from here.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And since this was a demand failure, then essentially we would like to see the supply here hold to continue, but we just kind of, we don't pull back that deep, and then we like break new lows here, and then we come back into supply, and then this later, this is really rangy, and then it fails.
Just out of curiosity, to your eyes, we're in the 4-hour here. which part of the price action do you see is like consolidation?
On on anything in here as example?
Yeah, just from your eyes.
Okay, I would say stuff like this. This one's a little bit bigger. This period here.
What about all this? Is that
let me
consolidation?
Show me which one.
Right there.
No,
That line.
no. I would see consolidation more as like sideways action, like this. Where
It's still choppy, right? This movement, but you're saying it's still respecting highs, go breaking lows type of thing.
In this leg here, I see supply is in control and demand is just failing. And so you have like order flow built. So you got like lower lows, lower highs. So I say like this is a nice trend.
Yeah, supply chain just holding down as
Yep.
it comes. Yeah.
Got it. So you're looking at more like these areas, like this box right here, or what else do I see? Maybe around here, all this chop.
There is, let's see. Yeah, kind of, I would say like this little mess here where it's not taking any highs, not taking any lows. And measure how many days this is, John. No, from here, where
Probably
it's
a
just
week?
going sideways.
Oh, just here. Like
Yeah.
that. 8 days.
Okay, so you have about 8 days of not really amazing PA, but see how as soon as it breaks down,
Yeah.
we have this pullback into the extreme supply. It holds, and then we have a further break. So
And sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
going into the model, like Monday, Tuesday forms a new weekly candle, correct? Or Monday forms a new weekly candle. So and then as soon as that candle formation on the higher time frame forms on that Monday, we typically have those movements happen on Tuesday to Wednesday, Thursday.
now I
It's
don't
just
trade.
continuation.
I don't exactly trade gold like that specific,
Mhm.
but that may be true. I have to look into that.
Yeah, the weekly candles form on a Monday, I believe.
Yeah, and then it just continues on for the rest of the week. And yeah,
So you normally see those inducements, or like grabbing liquidity and things of that nature on a Monday.
yeah, that we need to build some data on to really speak about it. Yeah, to be honest, but yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see where gold is right now, so we have just taken this out after this pullback, and we take it out, right?
Yep.
So when is the best time to take a counter trend long? Would be when this happens, once we take out this.
Yep.
So the issue is it fails, but it doesn't necessarily like have to start. So we don't know if it'll give a pullback at it. We don't know when it'll start.
Yeah.
Like look here, this one took it out and then it kind of just stayed here for a minute and then it started to move.
It took a couple of 5 days about or so.
Yeah.
Fizzling around there.
But you can see there's a little shift right here. We take this high.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let me zoom in a little bit here.
And price, yeah, go ahead and zoom in. Hold on a second. Hey guys, can you give me a minute? I gotta put the kids to bed.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, guys, I mean, anything that you guys want to really talk about for the rest of the session? No, nothing really.
Very insightful, man. So far, it's a lot of details that I've grabbed from your perspective, also combining into what I also understand from my own experiences, the strategy that I'm formulating myself. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm still learning as I'm going from everyone around me. So yeah, trying to improvise, just adapting to any market conditions, because you just don't know what's gonna happen, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we hear about news, things happening around the world here and there, but still, no one knows for certain, what's happening. So just
And a quick note, when like Ukraine war and all that stuff happened, this gold, oh my God, it moved like crazy.
Oh yeah, it's a safe haven. So yeah, everyone's buying up gold. But
Right.
here's the interesting about gold. Gold is a commodity, right, guys? Gold is a commodity. Same with oil. But look at what's gold is doing right now in times like this. Gold is shorting And right now, oil is just going through the fucking roof. Like this is insane. If you look
Oh,
at it on
wow.
the weekly chart, we are heading back up to the highs made in last year, August 2022. So this is a problem. This is a problem. What this essentially means is that there's too much demand for oil and not enough supply. That's what it pretty much means. And it also has to do with the current administration right now. They're more focused on the green energy, right? So that probably had a lot to do with this going up. When Trump was the president, it wasn't like this. I mean, it was going up before he left, but it wasn't as bad as
We're in the
currently.
weekly time frame.
Yeah, this is a weekly right now. Yep, yep,
Awesome. Okay.
yeah. So, I was trying to short oil based on some of the breaks here, the demand, right? I got one demand on another one below it. And then I was trying to short it at this this whole flip zone here, you could say. This whole thing. But I took a break even. But right now we had a ERL sweep. This was a ERL sweep, and we're just taking off. And there was a setup here, I believe. I mean, it wasn't the clearest, but once it's
Question for you, because gold and oil is kind of like the commodities.
Mhm.
Do you notice similar price action patterns between both as opposed to the forex pairs?
Yeah, they usually go hand in hand. If oil's bullish, then gold is bullish as well. But right now there's a huge banking crisis and China is failing, the economy is failing. So, and the world's denominated debt, it's all in dollars, right? So what I'm thinking is that, a lot of the central banks, they have gold in their storage, right? They own a lot of gold. So because of the debt that's not being pretty much paid back by all these companies and other smaller banks to the central banks, what I'm thinking is that gold is being liquidated. It's being sold to the market to make up for the debt in between. That's what I'm thinking. And simply for oil, there's just too much supply, too much demand, and we're just cutting down the production right now, our country. So, and also another thing is that people have to know that for Canadian dollar, for Canada, their main export to the US is oil. So whenever oil goes up, Canadian dollar will shoot up, as well. It's heavily correlated. So when oil is shooting up, as you can see here, it's been around August 23rd. It was going up. Let's check out Ucad again.
Man, I've been trying to catch that Ucad
Yeah,
long.
it shorted a little bit because the oil price went up, which made the Canadian dollar strong. Yeah, yeah.
Man, I've
It's
been
set up
looking for
later.
shorts and longs. That's this thing.
Yeah. This one was in it didn't give us that setup for the Ucad, yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking for something here, it just never came back down.
What do you think about right now where it's kind of pulling back and we're reacting? I mean, what is she saying about oil as far as like maybe like a little bit immediate term direction?
Did you hear that part? What he said was that oil was bullish. I don't know if you could pull the chart up there, which was showing on the weekly was interesting because it does show that on the price action that there's a high level of demand for oil and it's taking out supply, but it's at a key area.
Yes.
So we're bullish on the oil, right?
Yeah, we're bullish on the oil, and at the same time, as you can see, we are pulling back on the Ucad, which makes sense. So it's USD CAD. So when USD CAD is bearish, it means that Canadian dollar is getting stronger, which means oil could be getting stronger. And as you can see here, we made a new high on this here, right? So you could see.
So this is a daily on oil?
Yeah, daily right now.
And we're very bullish on oil. So then Ucad will be looking downward.
Yeah, but the thing is that we are bullish on the DXY too. So it's gonna be very hard to trade this based on these two things going on. So bullish Canadian dollar, bullish DXY. So I don't know. I wouldn't be looking to trade this at the moment unless something clear sets up,
Yeah, like maybe something from here, you get a nice shift. If oil's bullish, that'll kind of help Canadian maybe overpower the dollar.
Yeah, and it will bring it down for now, at least. Yeah. I mean, I want to see it come back down to this demand, or maybe take this out using the structural liquidity concept, maybe something in here, right?
Get a sweep.
Yeah, get a sweep.
Nice.
Yeah, we got that sweep, and then we started taking off as well. So I don't know, somewhere here, or
Yeah.
even lower. I would look for something.
So right now, as we see this, we have a low, we have a high, then we have a low, and then a break of that high, higher high.
Mhm.
We have a new low. We break this, and now we have this is confirmed higher low. This is higher high.
Yep.
So anything within here in the discount would be
Makes sense.
valid. Would be valid for continuations with confirmations.
Yes.
So what do you think? What's up with this right here? This leg, but in relation to this leg.
Okay, so this here was all due to the Canadian dollar getting stronger, even though DXY. So DXY was bullish at the same time, but Canadian dollar just took over and it shot all this down as oil just blasted through the past month or two, couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if oil's gonna, the oil just kind of structurally printed a new higher high,
Mhm.
could you say it will be a good cause for a pullback on oils? Not anytime we would know, but like if it does, like that'd be a good kind of narrative.
Yeah, so if oil pulls back, then we could long Ucad possibly with the DXY staying bullish.
Nice.
Yeah, so we could look for a setup here if it sets up on the 15-minute, I guess. Yeah. So, but this is crazy. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get the higher gas price very soon. So it's always so this is per barrel. So it's almost $95 per barrel. But then when we actually go to the gas station, it's actually delayed. It's not gonna be registered into our system until a couple of weeks later. So we're gonna see the higher gas price coming in a couple of weeks later. Not at the moment. Yeah, it's always delayed. So,
That's crazy.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm kind of salty that your long took me. It took me up by 3 pips here.
Gold. Okay, so was that a partial?
Oh yeah, so I closed at 50% around here, and then I was holding the rest, thinking that we're gonna take this out and the flip to the left.
Yeah,
That
I
we're
was
talking
thinking
about.
that for shorts too. But see how when you're in the short,
Mhm.
you have this extreme low, and then you have some kind of SD level get taken out and some demand kick in, another level taken out, another demand hold. I would probably have choked the trade somewhere around here potentially,
Makes sense.
just in case this might be the case.
Yeah, the structure is shifting, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Otherwise, if this never happened, then it would be that this may just keep going down.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This was a nice long. Are you holding anything, by the way?
No, I was looking into to the left there, kind of like you were. And I just kind of, it's like a sessions trade, just like in and out.
Okay, I see.
Like I had
So-
I had that overall short bias because what we just talked about,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, the setup was good, but I should have put a little bit more on there just for that
Yeah,
entry.
2% next time because it was pretty clean, in my opinion, though. You had so many confirmations, leading up to it,
Yep.
and the structural liquidity added on. Yeah, I mean, Nas, I don't know. I'm not gonna trade this until fundamentally we are in a better place with the economy, because with the DXY being so bullish, I mean, supposedly it's supposed to make the all the stocks fall, but yeah, I mean, there's also all these areas that's unmitigated. Param was telling me, and I agree with it as well. On the daily, we do have a nice unmitigated area here, right? That also swept. So we could potentially target this for the longs if you are trying to hold something, but I don't see it coming up to this level anytime soon. For me. So reaction sweep, right, Cheddar? This one, reaction sweep.
Yeah, man, that's really far away.
Yeah, far away. Yeah.
Like if I went along up to there, I would think that might get smashed.
Yeah.
Look at the weekly.
Go to weekly. Okay. All right.
What do you think about that chain starting to form like short wise?
Oh yeah, shorts are better looking for sure. Yeah, shorts are better looking. We are here at the flip though, right? This flip here that took out this high. We're reacting there. Hmm.
It's not the
Yeah.
best looking flip though.
Yeah,
but
it's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Took
Yeah.
out this.
Short continuations.
Shorts. Maybe we could look for shorts together.
The thing is, what's the 4H say? Because it looks like it's got a little pullback right now, right?
Yeah, pull back right now. Yep.
So then you would look at these more local levels, like what you got? Zoom in there. What you got right here? Got like a low, high, lower low, high, lower low. Pull back, but then it comes down here. So I would say anywhere up here, maybe look for a shift.
Yep.
Anywhere up
Yeah.
here. And this may be like a little bit of a, it may or may not pull back or just kind of continue, but that area looks good for potential continuations. You do have this little level get swept, so this may be something like a 15-minute zone because you do have a flip here. To check the 15-minute on that one.
All right, let's check. Yeah, right here.
Oof. Oh, we got news tomorrow too.
Yep.
This whole thing is a flip here.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Cheddar and you know, we were talking and we really want to take the group to the next level together. So hopefully we'll keep doing the Zooms, you know, whenever, you know, you guys can get on with us, you know.
Okay. Let's
it'll be
put out
nice.
the ERL sweep signal.
Okay. Yeah.
What it's kind of about. We got enough people here that they could anybody understand the concept, by the way?
I think most people do. Yeah, right. The ERL sweep.
Pretty much once a high or low is created.
And it gets taken, and then you look for that shift. And if it holds, yeah. And then we could look for the setup. Yeah.
Yep. Now there's one in particular that's it's going to be the craziest one is if it's a pro trend, pro EOF sweep of a ERL level. That's the one that we want to keep an eye on. That means a protected higher time frame, swing point. If it gets ran and our EOF is, you know, got a good trend, that's the one that'll be pro trend entries for a massive trade. Just letting you know. I know you guys don't swing or anything, but you could get in and get out and get in again, you know, but that would be the best setup.
This one, like this one here, maybe sweeping this.
Yes, that one right there. So you have like this one. So these will be counter trend shorts. You have this one that'll be pro trend EOF longs. This one you don't always get, but when you do get them, we're gonna put alerts out for this. Be really good to have.
Yeah. Someone's a MetaTrader just opened. I heard that.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess that's it. You know,
Good job.
we'll do another one with everyone. Or maybe I mean, should we keep the timing the same? But I don't know. We'll talk about that too, right? Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Anyways, yeah. Thank you guys for coming on. We'll do another one very soon. Yeah.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Have
See
a good
ya.
one. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.